Welcome to Spoken Word Mini Stories Ministries Incorporated with Charisma Speaks. Today's topic is Hold on to my halo because I'm about to do unto others as they has done unto me. And I know you heard that before. Actually, it's kind of scripture, or it says, the golden rule. So, that's Matthew 7:12, I believe. It says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And it says Matthew 7:12 is known as the spiritual gift of restitude, also as imitation of God. It is the definition of the good. It is the maximum ethical principle. So, I'm just talking on the terms of what the cover of my video says. Is we want to get back at the people who has done us wrong, and either if it's a friend, family, or whoever that person, we want them to suffer because they did us dirty. But with that, we have to forgive and set them free, because what happens is we hold on to that bitterness, resentment, unforgiveness, and a lot of times we want to see them suffer. We want to be there to watch and then eating our popcorn like, you did me this and I want to get a tit for tat, and I just want you to show you how it feel if you did me and stuff. But like I said, you got to set them free so you can be released, from that person. And, a lot of times, when that happens, sometimes we kind of know they, on some bull. So we have to, tell ourselves like, you know what, I knew better. I knew I shouldn't have did this. I knew I shouldn't have lent this person money. I knew I shouldn't have, but we gave them a bit of a doubt, and then we kind of get mad, and then sometimes we have did people wrong as well, and maybe karma had to come back and bite us in the butt and stuff. So, I can tell you a few stories in my situation where people did, some stuff to me. So I'm just going to, tell you a few. One is, and I'm not going to put no names out there, but, situation where it's this female. She wasn't really my friend, so I say she's an associate. She is a friend of a friend, and it was like maybe 12, 1 in the morning, and her car wouldn't start, and it was like way down the street. So I was like, you know what, I'll come with you, you know, because the owner of the house, wasn't there. So I went with her, and then when we got there, we got into her car, and it's maybe like 1 o'clock, maybe going on 2 o'clock at that time. So she couldn't find nobody to give her a jump, or somebody to help her. So she's like, well, can you call somebody in your phone who can see if they can help me? So this is like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. People I know, they sleep. So I was like, well, I could try and see. So I finally did get in contact with someone, but she was like, well, you know what you call it, sleep, but I'll tell her that you called and I'll get back with you and stuff. But she didn't, never call back. So she's like, well, can you, get out the car and see if you can flag somebody down or something like that? And this is in the wintertime, cold outside. So I got out, tried to see if I could see any security close by. Didn't see nobody, so I came back in the car. So she was like, well, you can't do nothing right. So I'm like, what? So she's like, let me see your phone, and let me see if I can find somebody in your contact list to see if they, can help me with a jump. And she don't know nobody and stuff. So, if they gonna do a favor, they gonna do it for me instead of her, and or whatever. So anyway, she looked, and I don't know if she ever called somebody or got in contact with somebody. So she didn't. So I was like, well, give my phone back. So she was like, no. So I'm like, what? So she got out the car, and I got out the car, and the police pulled up. So when the police pulled up, he was like, any problems, y'all need some help, So she told the situation with her car, and then she told, so I was like, well, give me my phone. So she's like, no, this is my phone. So the police officer was like, okay, what's going on, So I was like, she has my phone, officer. So she gave her the phone and stuff like that. He looking at it and stuff. So, but it's a, pin on there, so my hair in my face. So he gave her. He was like, "Well, what's the PIN number to get in the phone?" Of course, she didn't know. So he asked me, he was like, "What's the PIN number?" So I gave it to him. So then after that, before him to still release the phone to me, he said, "Well, what's the last recent calls you called?" So I said, "This, and this person right here." So he gave it to me. So then, she was like, "Well, I want the keys. I want the keys to your friend's house and stuff like that." And I'm like, "I'm the one who's watching this person's house and stuff or whatever." So anyway, the police officers took me home. So he was like, "You be careful who you help and stuff, or whatever." So I had good intentions to help this person, not knowing, later they was gonna go ahead act like that, and then she just kept on. Just wouldn't even stop. So, we drove in different police cars back home, took me home first, police officer, and the other police officer took, her home because she was, the neighbor of my friend whose house I was watching. And then she called my child's father, trying to start up some stuff and make up stuff. And he called me like, "What's going on?" and stuff or whatever. And then even with that, she got on social media, saying, "I fed them and she just a dead flower," and just kept on something like, what did this girl, got against me? And I only knew her from this friend, but just making all this lies. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." I was like, "This girl is woohoo, crazy." So that's just one story. And then, another story. And like I said, I'm a transparent, so I don't mind being an open book because I know, when I say share my stories, I look at it, like I said, spoken word, mini stories. So sometimes our mini stories, it might be hurt at the time, and we might cry, but now I can turn that negative into a positive to kind of learn, from that. So now I just laugh at some stuff that has happened. So another story is, not really a family member, but somebody kind of part of the family or something. I have kids, and this person called CPS on me numerous of times and stuff. I'm a good parent. Anybody who know me know I love my kids, take care of my kids and stuff. But with the agency, they had to come out, check your house, make sure the kids straight, and whatever. And once they hold your information, for a length of time, then they throw it out because they didn't have nothing to against you. They just said maybe tidy up a little bit more, something like that. So even, with that, for some person to have it at you to do something like that because they jealous or just whatever the situation is and stuff. So it's like I always had people just do petty stuff to me, and again, I had a good intention to help them, but then they turned around to stab me in my back, even though if I maybe gave them a knife, to do it, just by not doing nothing. But it was just for some reason people would just be, jealous or just hating, or my light, they darkness. Or I mean, I don't know what it is. And I used to ask the Lord, I was like, why? I got a good heart, but why is people doing, to me, you know? And I had to really think about it, but it made me a wiser and stronger person to be like, you can't help everybody. You know, you might have a good heart to help somebody, but that don't mean they have a good heart. So I really had to learn that, you know. So, I had to, find that, balance. So I lost a lot of friends, over some bull, because I mean, like, I'm transparent, open, real person, and some people might not like to hear the truth, but like I said, the truth was, set you, free, not in an arrogant, way, or whatever, because the people would rather hear a lie than to hear truth, or whatnot. So, like I said, whatever like I said, back to what I was saying from the beginning, somebody may have done you wrong, but like I said, forgive them. And then, forgive yourself. And like I said again, I know it's hard. And what you have maybe did to somebody else again, forgive yourself. And like I said, the people who did you wrong, it will come back to them. Sometimes it come back to them two, three times, harder than even if, like I said earlier, if you're not, dare to, watch, what may happen to them. But like I said, we all have to be held accountable of what we do to people and what they had did to us. And like I said, meditate on that word in the context of what it means of the of the golden rule. And if you would like to chime in or in the comments and whatever that halo, what halo that you have, just set it straight. Don't let it be, crooked, to, let people, do you, ways, and then be to still be that person of what they was to you to do that to them and stuff. So keep your, crown straight. All right. Peace.